business leaders now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the aforementioned Dr. Eli Karam is back in the studio. Hide it. You better hide your heart. They don't have to do that around you.
No, you open your heart to me, Terry.
You open your heart, you open your mind.
That's right.
That was the only song title I could find that had Eli in it.
I know, it's a good one. We'll keep it.
There aren't many good Eli songs, are there?
No, that is a keeper. I think until we find something better, we'll keep that. It's good to be back. It's Friday.
Oh, it's perfect. I mean, the weather feels great. Everybody's in a good mood.
Beginning of the semester at U of L, so all my students, my marriage and family therapy students are listening today, talking about compromise. I'm teaching a course on couples therapy, so it's real relevant.
You just started a couple of days ago?
Yeah, Monday was the first day, so I teach on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Do you get easy? Are you easy on them in the first class?
This particular group I taught with last year, so they're in their final year of training before they're launched out as professional marriage and family therapists. So
they're way along the line.
Yeah, but I can be tough on them. The stroke and the kick, as we say. You gotta let them know, but you also gotta push them. You
wouldn't kick anybody.
Oh, metaphorically, Terry.
The only thing you've ever kicked is a soccer ball. All right, let's talk about compromise in relationships. That's tough because oftentimes opposites attract.
Right.
One person may be a strong hurricane force, and the other person a little more gentle.
Exactly. It's one of those things, you're always told by your parents or about relations, oh, you got to compromise. But exactly what does that mean? And what's the difference between a good compromise and a bad compromise? Well, a bad compromise is a decision that you make or you're swayed into by your significant other or partner that you harbor resentment over, can't come to terms with, or expect something in return, meaning that you don't see it ultimately as benefiting the couple or the relationship, but you're just doing it to either shut your partner up or, again, with the expectation that they are going to give you something in return. That's bad. So easy compromises are, where we're going to go to dinner tonight, where we're going to plan our next vacation, what movies should we go to. Couples should be able to do stuff like that. I'm talking about these larger couple issues, Terry, like where are we going to live? How are we going to many people would like to be stay-at-home parents, but they have to work. So the choice, what lifestyle choices are we going to make? Changing your appearance for your partner. Curtailing your hobbies after you get married, or perhaps what religion you're going to raise your child. These are all larger issues. So,
what school where they're headed?
Exactly.
All this arguing's going on about neighborhood schools and so forth.
Oh, exactly.
And so, in some households, people have said, "Well, I want my kid to go to the school in the neighborhood, so why don't we switch to this religious-oriented school or church-associated school as opposed to a public school because I believe in the neighborhood." Whereas the other partner may say, no, I believe in integrating my child into a system, and if they have to be on a bus for a while, it's good for them.
Right. Those things really touch on, that's a good example because it touches on core values, and sometimes those things don't even get triggered until you have kids. So I guess the steps to think about doing that is to avoid that gridlock, because when you start trying to convince your partner that you're right and they're wrong, your partner immediately becomes defensive and you go to that gridlock position. So it's really the first step is honoring kind of the intention, what's underneath that. So in your example, why is it so important to your partner that your child be integrated into the system? Connect with that versus arguing your point. And a lot of times successful couples, as I said on your show before, really only about 69% of marital or long-term relationship problems, they're not solvable. They're perpetual. They're issues that are always going to be there. Only 30% and change is actually solvable. So successful couples learn how to solve what they can, but accept what they can't. So if you get caught up in those issues of power and control, you're going to tend to be gridlocked and not understand what your partner's going through. But I think some compromises are really tough to make, and you have to see the benefit long term for the couple, Terry. If you think it is just solely going to benefit your partner, I'll give you an example. So a lot of people say, a lot of men stereotypically, they come into marriage and family therapists and they say, well, my wife wants me to spend more time with her or give up some of my hobbies, and I don't see the payoff. And what I really want is more physical relationship. I want more sex. Well, sometimes so
do I.
Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't? But in giving your partner, in compromising or giving your partner what they want, a lot of men and women for that matter find out they get so much more in return. So you spend time with your partner, you watch a TV show that you wouldn't ordinarily watch, or you go to a certain place with your partner, and you give in that, it builds connection, primes the pump. The end result is your partner feels closer to you. Out of emotional intimacy flows physical intimacy, and there comes your sex. So lots of couples, when, Terry, it's not my dream, it's not your dream, it's our dream. And successful couples find the dream underneath the conflict and build some type of shared meaning. And then it doesn't feel like they're losing when they make a compromise.
All right, that's compromising on certain issues. Let's talk about money. We have about 90 seconds left. Money is always a huge issue.
Yeah.
She makes her money, he makes his money, whatever. He wants to buy some big fancy electronic toy. In a marriage,
right,
or a committed relationship, do you have to ask for permission, or how do you work that out with
That's
couples?
a good one.
It has to come up, doesn't it?
Oh, it comes up all the time. And I often tell my wife, it seems like the more money I make, the less I actually spend my own money now. But yeah, it is all about where is that money going. And I think in any successful relationship, you got to have some self-care fund. You got to have something for that. But in my marriage, it's a $100 rule. In other relationships, it can be different. You just want to consult your partner before any major purchase like that. But I think
But when he or she says, I made this, I earned this money,
why? Hey, but the other person probably supported the dream so that person can make the money. And I think that's a real slippery slope to walk when somebody, the marital assets, it takes a lot to make not just a marriage, a committed relationship work. And if equity is defined, who brings in more money, you're not going to be in a good situation. Equity should be defined in, are you working at this relationship 100%? My wife stays home, takes care of my children. I could not function in that role. I'm a good father and I like doing it, but I mean, she has unique talents that I can't
she's
do.
Invaluable. You can't put a price on that.
So it might be that I'm making the money, but at the end of the day, I don't make the relationship work without her being able to do that. So you got
smells to me like you're not getting that flat screen you want. Okay.
Oh, jeez. I would like the flat screen. Actually.
Dr. Eli Karam, his website is elikaram.com.
A.M. Karam.
Karam. It's good to see you again, brother.
See you in a couple weeks.
U of L's Kent School of Social Work. Dr. Eli Karam. We're back in a moment on 84 WHAS.